Hi, and welcome to Homeschool Advice with Laura Geis. I'm Laura Geis, author of the Homeschool Toolkit and founder of HomeschoolAdviceOnline.com. For the past 3 weeks, we've been talking about meal planning. I had a mother write in and say that her school was going just great, but the dinner time was stressing her out, and did I have any tips? So I've been sharing some tips this month, and this week I'd like to share with you a few ways that I've tried organizing recipes. And as you'll see, I do not have this perfected whatsoever. I know some people organize their recipes on a computer, and that has never been an option for me because my husband works on computers, and he will quite often take a piece off of my computer to give to a customer, and my computer is out of commission. So that is not a safe bet for me. I've also tried the little recipe files, but I found that I clip a lot out of magazines and that kind of thing, and they don't fit neatly in the little boxes. So I've tried some different methods, and this is kind of important because for instance, tomorrow night we are going to a charity dinner in town, and we were all asked to donate desserts. So there was a certain dessert I wanted to make, and I needed to find the recipe. I had about an hour to get this put together, and sometimes I've spent an hour shuffling through a bunch of papers trying to find a recipe. So here are a few ideas that I have for organizing recipes, and if you have some others, feel free to write in. I'd love your suggestions. One thing I did was I got really creative one summer, and I usually have to do this in the summer because during the school year I don't have time. But I bought a scrapbook like you would use for pictures, and instead of putting pictures, I put recipes. And this particular book happens to be filled with breakfast ideas. So I put some menu ideas, and then I put all of my recipes, and they're nice plastic sleeves so they're protected if I spill on them. And I thought this was pretty clever, and I do get this book out quite often if I want a breakfast recipe idea. Well, I didn't have time to do all my recipes that way, so for some dinner ideas, I just grabbed a bunch of extra cheap little 5-10 cent folders that I got when the back to school sales were going on, and I separated my dinner menus for like meatless meals or chicken dinners or beef dinners, or however you like to separate those. And I laid them out in piles, and I put each category into a folder. And when you open the folder, these are the recipes that I use quite often. And on this side, I put recipes that I haven't tried yet, but I would like to try. So this side is the tried and true, and this side is I'd like to try this sometime. And I just put them in a folder, and one day I even wrote down on the front which recipes were in the folder so I would know what was in here. So that has worked pretty well. I use this quite often also. Then sometimes I get this huge stack of recipes. I don't have time to clip them all out and organize them very well. So one evening when I'm sitting down watching TV, I bought some of these handy folders. I love office supply stores and things like that. Anyway, I found these folders. They have this little Velcro tab, and you open them up, and they're kind of a plastic. And like this one says yeast breads, so like in the bread category, I have like 4 yellow ones. So I have yeast breads and quick breads, and I separated them out by category. And then I had some green ones, and I used the green ones for vegetable dishes or fruit dishes and that kind of thing. And then I just put the whole pile into the folder. I mean, it's a mess in here, but at least it's kind of categorized, and if I need to find something, I know which folder to look in. And then maybe one day, when I have an extra minute, I can put them in one of these nice books. And then there are always those tried and true recipes that you use on a weekly basis or every 2 weeks or so. And those I just keep out, and I keep right in my kitchen cupboard on a shelf, and I can just flip through those. I have about, 10 or 12 that I use all the time, and I just keep those real handy. I had a dietitian one time tell me she takes hers and opens her cabinet and tapes them on the inside of her cabinet door, the recipes that she uses all the time. So those are just a few ideas for ways that I've tried to organize my recipes, and it doesn't always work if I don't follow through, but I'd love to hear from you what you do. And if you'd like to get your school organized, remember you can visit www.homeschooladviceonline.com and sign up to get a free homeschool plan book. So at least your homeschooling papers will be organized even if your recipes are not. I'll see you next week.